We're Kyle and Ashley Floyd, and we had been going to the same church for about 7 or 8 years, and we knew that our church had strong ties to Rwanda, in particular for missions. And one Sunday we showed up and there was a need for host families. Through Bridge to Rwanda, there was a group of Rwandans coming over that needed host families immediately.
We both read it in the bulletin completely independently of each other, and after the service was over, I looked at Kyle and said, "This is something we should do, isn't it?" And he said, "I think so." When we filled out the information, they wanted to get a picture of the family that the student would be living with. They asked, do you have any kids? Do you have pets? What's your lifestyle like? Are you able to accommodate an additional person in your house, or would you be willing to drive them to school? They just wanted a picture to see what our life was, and also so the student could have an idea of where they were going to be placed.
So once we filled out that application, they then matched us with a student, and we were told it was going to be a boy whose name was Rene.
All we had was his name, but we did know that what we were supposed to do when he arrived was be a family to him, help him adjust to our culture, practice speaking English with him, teaching him American slang, what it is like to live in America, what it is like to be part of an American family, just adjust to our culture. We knew from what they had told us that Rwandans practice English better with children. They're less inhibited than they would be with just adults, and we found that to be true. And it also was better that he wasn't living with a bunch of Rwandan students where he would just speak Kinyarwanda. It helped them test their language skills more realistically.
We told our children that we'd have another child in the house from a different country and a different culture for 10 weeks. And you know, they acted excited, but I'm not really sure they understood it. So we got out the map and we showed where Rwanda was in Africa and how far it was across the ocean from here. And they started connecting it a little bit more.
We told them how long the flight would be, and that just blew their mind. So since they knew he would be coming in on a plane, our kids, Brooklyn and August, got together with me and Kyle and created little signs that said, "Welcome Rene, Rene." And the whole way to the airport, they were just giddy. They were so excited, wanting to know, would he know who we are? Will he want to come with us? Is he gonna be excited too? It was just a thrilling time.
When we got to the airport, there were about 20 Rwandans, and we walked in and we didn't know which one was ours. And so we held up the signs, and then one 17-year-old boy saw us, picked up his backpack, and headed straight for us, and we knew that was Rene. Really, from day one, he blended into our family just terrifically.
I was amazed at how easily the kids just sucked him right in, and they were actually very helpful for his transition. Acted like they'd known him their whole lives, grabbed his hand, walked in the house with him, helped him with his bags. I think they were a huge part of making the transition easier for him.
It's just so fun to see this person experience all the things that America has to offer that they didn't know about, or hadn't seen, or hadn't heard about, and teach them these things. And I could see my kids growing up and maturing through the process, as well as we could see him growing up. And that was, it was just a blast to have our children and this student from across the globe interacting so well.
As soon as Rene got home at the end of his day, the kids rushed to see him. We're so excited, played in the backyard. Rwandans love soccer, and our kids were so thrilled to play soccer with him every chance they got. So that was an activity they always enjoyed together. The other thing that was extremely beneficial was how much we were able to learn about Rwandan culture. We just peppered him with questions, and the greatest times I had were just unexpected moments. He and I would end up in the kitchen. He would watch me cook, and we would end up talking for 3 or 4 hours. It was amazing. I learned so much about him, his beliefs, what he was raised with, his family. It was incredibly eye-opening.
We signed up for 10 weeks, and that's what we thought our commitment would be. But we didn't really expect that Rene would still be in our life almost 4 years later, and that's really of our own choosing.
He spends his school year in the dorm, but every opportunity we can get him back here, he's here for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, for 4th of July. Any break we can, he's here at our house with us.
Rene is a junior now, and He's going to graduate with a physics degree, and he thinks right now he wants to go to grad school for engineering. And he was just accepted, we're very proud of him, into an internship in Wheaton, Illinois, doing particle physics, or something incredibly smart, and something that only the best of the best students, no matter what country they're from, get in.
He's so dedicated to his studies. He studies more than any person I've ever seen and gets straight A's. He's so smart and so committed, and truly, and it says so many wonderful things about the program that he's with and just the commitment of the Rwandan students overall.
After Rene graduates, he's going to go back to Rwanda, and he's going to look for a place to plug in, and to know that my family and I had a little part in the man that Rwanda is getting now is such an honor. I can't even put it into words.
If you've ever considered hosting a student, this is the greatest opportunity you'll ever have. I would not change anything. I would do it over again 10 times.
I think it was a very important moment in our family in defining who we are and what our values are. I think from this point on, we can say we're the type of family who acts for God's kingdom. We're the type of family who doesn't sit back and watch. We jump in. And to learn that about yourself is extraordinarily rewarding. And I like to be able to say now that we're a family that puts our faith into action.